We are so excited about our new ELA curriculum and the new resources that are going to help support you with your ELA instruction this year. So in a few minutes, you are going to go through a step-by-step checklist to help learn more about all of the resources that the online platform has. But I first wanted to share a couple of things to keep you on the right track. So when you click Assess and Teach, you're going to see a few available resources. The tools for instruction over here are going to be a resource that will help with more targeted instruction in your small groups based on your iReady instructional groupings report. For the magnetic resources, you're going to go to the teacher toolbox. And you're going to see that writing and math are options here, but those are not resources that we have adopted. So you could certainly use them to supplement your instruction if needed, but they are not a district approved resource. So you are going to choose reading, which is going to take you directly into that toolbox. And the most important thing to do first is to make sure you're on the correct subject and then on the correct program. So you see program there. Mine starts in different places. So sometimes I'll have magnetic reading here, sometimes I'll have Ready Mo, sometimes magnetic reading foundation. So always make sure that you choose the correct one from the drop down. Okay, so here are the differences in those three programs. Magnetic reading foundations is the kindergarten, first and second grade foundational skills program. So that's going to be what you use to teach phonemic awareness, phonics, high frequency words, and fluency. What is missing from magnetic reading foundations are those comprehension standards that are part of your grade level. And so to get those, you're going to pull your comprehension standards and lessons from Ready Mo. And then the magnetic reading is third through fifth grade. So kindergarten, first and second are using magnetic reading foundations and Ready Mo. And what I want to point out about magnetic reading foundations is that there are some additional resources that you are not going to find in your teacher edition or the student workbook. But you're definitely going to want to be aware of those. So you can access those resources at this main page. So you can see you have the instruct activities, the articulation videos. For assess, you have your weekly and unit assessments. Over here are your small group differentiation. So that's where you're going to see interactive tutorials, which are also the same as some of the MyPath lessons that either the students automatically have in their MyPath, or you could assign these to go along with what you're teaching. And then you also have that tools for instruction, which again is for differentiation in your small groups, okay? Um, what you can do, however, instead of just choosing these different pieces, is if you want to see everything all together, you are going to choose the week link. So week 1, M&T are introducing kindergarten as your first week. When you click there, you're going to see all of those resources, and I believe some more that are not on that first page. So you're going to want to look through, these are all in the instruction book, both student and teacher pages from your teacher edition and student workbook. You also have the alphabet book there for kindergarten. First grade has decodable text in there. You've got some printables, and then you definitely are going to want to check out those lesson slides because those go directly with the teacher lesson for whatever that weekly skill is. So you can basically go step by step as you're teaching it. They're not super interactive, so you're not going to have the issues of when you download it as a PowerPoint and then open it as a Google slide. So it it should be pretty seamless without any of those issues. Let's get rid of there. And then down below are your articulation videos to help them see student mouths and those sounds. You have a section that has all of your weekly and unit assessments. So you can, these are in your student books, but you could also print them if you needed to. And then session 5 is always your assessment week. So you have your first 4 sessions up here, and then you have your 5th in the assessment section down here. You also have those interactive tutorials, which again are MyPath lessons that you could assign for additional practice, and then your tools for instruction for differentiation. And you'll see that it's going to support students who are still struggling, you know, after that tier 1 whole group instruction, you could pull from the tools for instruction. Okay, so you're going to want to check out all of the resources that are not in your teacher manual. And to get back, you would just go to the top and click the back, and it takes you to that page. You can just check out the different weeks for each unit. Also at the top, we're right now on classroom resources. You might want to take some time and see what's available in the program implementation. So you'll see just sort of some introductions to what magnetic reading foundations is. We used scope and sequence while we were working through the curriculum and pacing. They've got your alphabet tales big books for kindergarten. And first and second grade has additional resources related to your grade level. So you're going to want to check out both the program implementation, and then our main page, of course, is going to be that classroom resource link. A couple things I want to point out about ReadyMo. Okay, so this is again your comprehension resource to help teach. I'll jump over to first grade since we were looking at kindergarten there. So kindergarten and first grade and second grade are using ReadyMo, but K-1 is going to see kind of a different structure. So there's your unit opener again, and that whole unit is key ideas and details in literature. You're going to see read alouds A, B, and then a lesson. Read aloud C, and then a lesson. Read aloud D, and then some lessons. What you need to know is that each of these are actual lessons. So even though this says lesson 1, you are going to teach your read aloud A um, as a weekly lesson. So if I go to our curriculum folder, and this is going to look a little bit different because we are currently still working on the curriculum document. So your folder will be in that pre-K-12 district curriculum resources. So if I go to first grade and I look at our pacing guide, if you've looked at this already, you notice that we have a section for magnetic foundations, which shows which units are taught in each quarter. There's your ready reading, so there's your key ideas and details. And notice that full unit's going to take 7 full weeks. Okay, and then you have being a writer. Now down below, this is one way to look at it, but down below you have another way. Since you're using 3 different programs, foundations, ready reading for comprehension, and then being a writer, we have divided those up so you can kind of see what's taught at the same time. So when you're teaching magnetic foundations, week 1 of that, you're also teaching the read aloud A lesson, which we just looked at, and then you're working through unit 1. When you're teaching week 2, you're on read aloud B. So that kind of helps you pace it out. And so when we say read aloud A, you basically are reading through the story, The Empty Pot, and they always have the book actually there as a PDF that you can pull up and read to the students. And then you have the student book and the teacher book for that lesson. Okay. And then, of course, you have some interactive tutorials with the skill that you're teaching, because this is the comprehension piece that you could assign students as extra practice. And then you have those tools for instruction for some differentiation. Now, second grade is only going to have lessons. They're not going to see the read aloud. So if you look at second grade, it just goes lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, okay? Because all of the text that the students read are actually in the student workbook. You don't have to pull up a separate read aloud story for that. All right, so you are going to take some time to explore the iReady online resources, some that I showed you, and there's other places to click around and explore. Use that checklist that is in your folder for step by step, otherwise you will easily get off track there. And then if you have any questions as you are exploring, please be sure to put those on a post-it and add them to your parking lot, and those will be answered at a later time.